Hello and welcome. This is a Centrex Software Merchant Cash Advance Servicing Software demo. Let's go ahead and get started. Here at Centrex Software, we are a large ecosystem of fintech products and services from CRM, LOS, servicing, digital wallets, mobile apps. And one of the products that we have here at Centrex Software is an MCA servicing software or Merchant Cash Advance Servicing Software. Let's go ahead and jump into that. So if you are a funding institution and you need to automatically pull ACH drafts from borrowers for the Merchant Cash Advance product, maybe pay out some investors and some syndicates, request packages from ISOs, Centrex Software is a great option for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in and check it out. According to AI, there are 5 very popular features that you can find in a good MCA servicing software platform. Those 5 features are: 1, automated payment collections via an ACH and credit card. Number 2, dynamic remittance tracking and reconciliation. Number 3, portfolio and risk management. Number 4, legal collections and communication tools. And number 5, investor and syndication management. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into each one of those real quick. So number 1 being automated payment collection via ACH or credit card. So here in the Centrex Software platform, you always have to start with a contact. There are several different ways to get contacts on the software. You can add a contact manually. You can integrate with your website forms. Brokers and ISOs can log into a portal and submit contacts to you. You can use our API. There are a lot of great ways to get that initial contact in the software. Once you have that contact in the software, you can come into that contact. And at the contact level, you're going to have everything relative to this borrower. Okay, so this is a merchant cash advance type of product. So this would be a business borrower. So everything here for you from customer portal, external form requests, execute webhooks, emails, phone calls, marketing, text messages. You guys have a full notification system up here along with sales scripts. Okay, but what you also have is what we call the nested advances tab, so that you can see all the different advances on file for this particular contact. So if you've got add-on or renewal or new advances, you can see all those advances here. You can create a new advance from scratch, or you can come into an existing advance. And at the existing advance section here, you've got your pricer. Okay, this is where you can tell the system you want to service their portfolio via ACH, which is bank account information, or credit card, which gives you credit card information. Okay, so this is the original calculator, and it works based off an advance amount, a sell rate, a retail factor rate, right? And then your number of payments, how many payments, and do you want to charge daily, weekly, monthly, customized, right? How often do you want to charge the borrower? And that's going to automatically give you your RTR and your period per payment. So if you want to draft $225 per day, per week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that's totally up to you based on this calculator. Okay, now down here under funding information, you're going to have all the bank account information on file or credit card information on file, depending on your option in the calculator. So right now, CC is chosen, so you can see credit card data here, right? If I choose ACH, you're going to see bank account information here as well and some other data points on the right. Okay, and then if I come down to payments, you can see here, I can turn auto payments on, and I can choose a start date of when I want those payments to start drafting. Once that date comes, our system will automatically draft, it looks like $225 for 100 weeks on every Monday of the week. Okay, and that's what auto payments has been turned on for. And as you will see here, transactions will be created in the software every single week for this particular deal. Okay, so Centrex Software communicates with ACH processors 5 times a day, 4 times a day for transaction status updates, and once a day for the original batch. Okay, so several times a day we're getting updated on what that transaction is. Is it cleared? Is it rejected? Is it returned? What's the R code look like for that particular return? Okay, and then of course we've got that one time a day where we're going to send everything to the batch for the processor. Okay, now, if you have a borrower that cannot afford $225 per week on every Monday, maybe they can afford $100 per week. We have something here called the override calculator. You can come in here and put your $100. What date do you want to extend that slow pay or modification till? Do you want to change the frequency and the interval? If not, you can leave those blank. You can click on Save File here in the top right, and that will now override the original calculator and start drafting that $100 per week override instead. Okay, so that's a great way for you to do slow pay or for you to do a short-term modification for a borrower that needs it. Okay, and you will start seeing all of your transactions stacked down the page here. Okay, so if I want to show filters, I can filter this based on debits from the borrowers, credits out to your syndicates. Do you have any adjustments that you've made? Okay, so you can come in here and you can always choose different types of filters. You can always add additional payments, and you could also do payoff balance. Okay, so out here at the very top, you're going to see different types of statistics. Your first stat is account balance. Your second one is RTR balance. Okay, RTR balance, we all know, is your advance amount plus your factor. However, your account balance is your RTR balance plus any fees accrued over the course of time during the advance. Maybe it's an NSF fee, maybe it's a late fee. Okay, you can decide to associate those fees to the account balance. So anything charged to RTR balance will be paid out to investors if there are investors. Anything paid out to account balance is straight for the house, for the servicer. Okay, you've got payments made, percentage of RTR paid, number of term, number of returns NSF, last payment, and then how is this pacing? Okay, so a lot of different numbers here for you guys to consider when it comes to servicing your portfolio. Okay, as you guys are servicing this portfolio, transactions are going to be created and will be in the accounting tab. Okay, so we can jump into the accounting tab, and this brings us to number 2 on our featured list, which is dynamic remittance tracking and reconciliation. In the accounting tab, you can create any custom report you want. All right, you can use different types of filters on reports. You can see all the data columns you want on those reports, and you can save these reports. Okay, once I've saved a handful of reports, every time I click on the report, it's going to run the filters for that report and give you information. Okay, so it looks like for all cleared debits in the software, it's right around 740,000. Okay, now if I want to group this, what I can do is I can click on Enable Grouping, which I've already done, and I can click on Business Name. This will now group by business name, and it's going to give me aggregates at the bottom of each business name. Okay, so I can come in here and I can see those different types of aggregates, and this is a great way to build out all sorts of different types of reports for transactions that flow through the software. It could be return reports, it could be syndication reports. It doesn't matter what it is, and you can reconcile these reports with your ACH processor. Okay, you've also got something called your summary reports. Summary reports is great because it's going to give you some basic understanding of debits, credits, what's been cleared, what hasn't been cleared, and you can create a bunch of default filter sets to look at your numbers. Okay, so as far as reconciliation and as far as accounting and looking at your numbers, you guys have the ability to run different types of reports within the accounting tab. If you want something a bit more dynamic, in the Reports tab, we have something called our dedicated object-based report builder. You can choose an object, you can create this report, you can bring in the data, create pivots if you want, bring in different columns, and then you can decide how you want to view this data on screen. Okay, a lot of different ways for you guys to look at data, whether it be debit transactions, credit transactions, or different types of transactions in the software. Okay, number 3 on our list, according to AI, is portfolio risk and management. Okay, so one of the things you're going to be able to do at the contact level for any contact is you're going to be able to pull credit and understand what some of the debts look like. Okay, so you can pull credit in the software at any point and you can see those debts. If I come into the advances tab and I come into a particular advance, at the advanced level, you can also pull that same credit and see those same exact debts. We have decision logic for bank statement validation. And then, of course, using the Centrex Software API, you can pull a lot of other data points within the software. Okay, for those of you that are servicing within Centrex Software, we do have a very cool client portal product here called our white labeled mobile app. And the white labeled mobile app has a deep integration with Plaid. So you can pull financial data directly from your borrowers, and that will come directly into the Centrex Software core operating system into the financials section. Okay, so that client portal mobile app can be deployed in the mobile app stores, and then you can also send those links from Centrex Software to do your portfolio underwriting and due diligence as well. Okay. Number 4 on our list is legal collections and communication tools. Here at Centrex Software, at the contact level, because we are also a CRM and LOS, you have a lot of different tools that you can utilize when it comes to servicing an MCA portfolio. Okay. Any calls that have been logged or tracked, anytime you see a phone number in the software, you can always click on that phone number. You can track that phone call. You can schedule follow-up phone calls, and you can save this call and email. If you have an integrated phone system, this will be click to dial, and this is all automated. Okay, so you can track all your communication via phone calls with Centrex Software within the platform. Okay, you've got all emails that were sent to the client. I can click on an email. I can see the email content, the body of the email, the date and timestamp it was sent, and when the client opened it. Okay, again, this is all for due diligence so that you can track all communication with this particular client. Any notes that you have on file for this client, you've got note types. You've got note templates. You can notify other users on your staff when a note has been taken, and then all your notes kind of stack down the page here. Okay, you've got any email marketing you've sent to clients, any text messaging that you've sent to your borrowers, to your clients is all tracked here, full conversation. All your documents are on file as well. So any legal documents, funding contracts, e-sign documents, all built in the Centrex Software platform. If there are any meetings you have with your borrowers or your merchants, a funding call, an underwriting call, a due diligence call, you can schedule that event here. That will show up on your calendar. And then you can always come in here and dismiss these events. And based on the event type, right, you can come in here and create additional questions if you learned anything from that event. So if it's a funding call, do you need to add more data points on file for that funding call? You can do so. Okay, and then you have a full task manager right here, so I can see all my tasks. I can create tasks. I can associate tasks to the actual borrower if I wish to do so. That'll show up in the borrower client portal, which is down here at the bottom, or the mobile app portal that you also have access to as well. Okay, you guys can always add alerts on contacts if you wish. Is it an urgent alert, an escalated alert, a standard alert? Does this alert have a due date? Right? And then everyone will be able to see that alert. You also have a full notification system as well. As clients respond to text messages, as transactions fail or process, or as clients open emails, sign e-sign docs, you guys will be able to see a lot of those different types of notifications built in the software platform. Okay, and then lastly on our AI list of features, number 5, investor and syndication management. Okay, Centrex is very well known for its syndication platform. If I come into the advances tab and I come into an advance, you're going to have a section over here called syndication. And this is going to show you all of the syndicates you have on file for this particular deal, this particular advance. Okay, so you can customize what credit gateway, what payment processing credit gateway do you want to utilize. Okay, then you can choose your syndicates here. What is their level of participation? Are you charging them a management fee? Are there any commission overrides for this syndicate? Are there any other fees you want to charge this syndicate? And here is the waterfall grouping and total amount that they owe you at the end of this deal. Okay, as you save syndicates on file and you come down to payments and you turn auto payments on, as debits start clearing the software platform, our system will automatically produce the associated ACH credits for those syndicates. Okay, so if you have a handful of syndicates on file for this particular advance and debits start to process, well, as debits clear, our system will automatically initiate that syndicate split and pay out that syndicate bank account. Okay, so all of that is built in the Centrex Software platform. Okay, if I come to the admin tab and I come to a tab called companies, all of your syndicates will be companies in the software platform, right? So I can see all my syndicates here. And then as I come into a syndicate, I can see all of their information, EIN number. You can even have a company logo for them. And then I can click on payees and I can add a bank account on file for this particular syndicate. Okay, so a lot of great technology for syndicates. You've got syndicate portals. You can grant access to syndicates so they can see their remittances, all the deals they participated on. And then you can create different types of reports for your syndicates. Daily reports get emailed to your syndicates on their remittances for the day. So there's a lot of great investor syndicate management built into the Centrex Software platform when it comes to an MCA servicing organization. What you also have for syndicates is digital wallet technology. So at the advanced level, if you've opted in for digital wallets, you've got something called fund management. Instead of doing ACH credits to your syndicates, you can essentially give them a wallet. They can inject funds into that wallet. You can manage all the liquidity here of all the funds within those wallets, and then you can transfer those funds into a funding account, fund the borrower as payments come back, remittances go back into a digital wallet, which your syndicates have access to. So another great way to manage the liquidity of your syndicate dollars on each one of your deals if you wish to do so. Okay, so that's a 30,000 foot view of the MCA servicing software platform here at Centrex Software. If you'd like a more detailed demo, go ahead and jump over to the CentrexSoftware.com website, click on request a demo, and a Centrex Software specialist will contact you very, very shortly, and you guys can have a more in-depth demo. This was a Centrex Software demo on the MCA servicing platform or Merchant Cash Advance servicing software platform here at Centrex Software.